Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well and I hope that you have a marvelous day. I'm here to do intuitive card reading to see what insights, messages, and guidance the universe wants us to know, especially in regards to trusting the process, planting the seeds and having faith that they will grow and that we'll have a bountiful harvest, showing up and knowing that it's going to work out in the end, brighter days are ahead. So let's take a look at the cards and see what the universe wants us to know. Okay. So we have Cherry. Live an extraordinary life. This is the universe giving you the green light to not play small, to go after your dreams, to create your dream life, to not dim your light, to, not settle for less because you're meant for more. You don't have to play small. Yes, it may take time for those seeds that you're planting to grow. You'll have to, tend to them, to nurture them, to water them so they will flourish, so they will thrive, so you'll have a bountiful harvest, but you will reap what you sow. The energy you put out into the world comes back to you. So if you are living a life of integrity, if you are showing up and you are planting those seeds and tending to the garden, you're going to be able to live an extraordinary life. The universe hasn't forgotten about you. It wants to bless you with magic and miracles. So have faith, trust, believe, because it is going to work out for you in the end. Brighter days are coming. Yes, it may be stormy and turbulent right now. Yes, there may be some things that you need to overcome because, life is full of challenge and contrast, and, we have to sort out what it is that's truly important to us. But you will get to have an extraordinary life if you believe it, if that's what you choose. If you choose to stay in your comfort zone, if you choose to never plant seeds, to tend to the garden, to take actions toward that dream life, it's going to be really hard for it to come in. Like with my family, they actively expect the worst. They go and say things and speak death over themselves like, nothing works out for me. Everything goes wrong. And so it's just like when you're putting out that energy, when those are the seeds that you're planting and watering every day, that's going to be your harvest. So get really mindful, intentional, and selective about what you're saying, what you're doing, who you're surrounding yourself with, because energy is contagious. But the universe wants you to know you're meant for an extraordinary life, and you get to choose it. You can choose to take steps towards it right now. You can choose to make choices that bring more joy, light, love, lightheartedness, laughter, fun into your life. You don't have to be miserable. You don't have to go through the daily grind and go on autopilot and just go through the motions. You get to create that life if you so choose. It's up to you, though. It's up to you, though. Right? First quarter moon in Gemini. Speak your world into being. Speak life over yourself. Speak success. Speak enjoyment. Speak fun. Speak health. Speak well-being. Speak prosperity. Your power of your words is so potent. The power of your beliefs, that's the reason placebos are a thing. I know so many people like my family will say, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. It's like, no, you need to believe in order to see. If you're going around expecting the worst and believing that everything goes wrong, nothing goes right, that's what's going to come into your reality. You're going to speak it into existence. It's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. As Uncle Ira says, if you look for the light, you can often find it, but if you look for the dark, that's all you'll ever see. So what are you speaking into existence right now? What are you manifesting for your life? You can speak it into existence. There's a reason they say that the pen is mightier than the sword. Your tongue is it's super powerful. So use it wisely. Use it to your benefit. Start speaking positivity over your life. Speak love over your life. Speak just life over your life. Why would you expect the worst and just put all this negativity and ill over yourself? You deserve better. You deserve better. So if you could push pause on whether or not you thought something was realistic, so to speak. Because you know how this people like, oh, don't think you can do that because that's not realistic. That's not. Push pause on all of that. Like, table that. Don't look at it right now. What is it that you actually want for your life? What actually lights you up inside? What brings you joy? What brings you fulfillment? What helps you feel alive and thriving? Because you can start speaking that into existence. You can start making choices today to get yourself closer to your dream life. You can do that. You can choose to act as if. So you can use your words, whether written or verbal, whether you think it or whether, you're actually physically putting it out into the world, and start speaking life over yourself. You can start fantasizing and daydreaming and imagining what it will look like, what it will feel like when you actually have your dream life, and you can bring it into existence. It doesn't have to be a pipe dream, guys. Yeah. New moon in Libra. Know you are loved. Know you are loved. The universe adores you. It cherishes you. It wants to guide and protect and support you. But you have to allow it. You have to allow its love, magic, miracles, and blessings in. Because it could be giving you all these opportunities, all these blessings, trying to work everything out for you. It could be leading you to the water. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And so if you are, using your free will to subscribe to limiting beliefs, to subscribe to all these negative narratives, to all these negative expectations of how things don't work out for you, it doesn't matter how hard the universe is trying, you're not going to see it. Like, as I said with Uncle Iroh, if you look for the light, you can often find it. So if you're looking for the light, you can see things to be grateful for. You can see how things are working out for you. You can see things that you enjoy and be like, oh, that's great. Like, I'm happy. Like, with children, they'll notice little things like, oh, look, a 4-leaf clover. Or, oh, look, that's such a pretty bird. Or, oh, look at this shiny coin on the ground. Like, they can see the light. But so often we get conditioned to look for the negative, to look for the dark. And as Uncle Iroh says, if you look for the dark, that's all you ever see. That's like my family. Literally, these beautiful things, these blessings can come into our life, and they choose to focus on the bad. They start going on these complaining rants and just going on and on and on about how all these things are going wrong for them. Like when, the printer busted for my mom. It broke again, by the way, unsurprisingly. But, like, literally my mom will just go on and on and on about all these things going wrong. And it's just like, doesn't matter if the co-owner comes in and dissects the printer, takes it apart piece by piece, and then reassembles it so it's working again. She'll fixate on how it was broken and how the paper jammed and how she couldn't do anything. And she was fighting it for so long and, like, nothing was working. She was looking things up, this and that. Like, but in the end, it was fixed. And why do you keep returning to this storyline about how you were the victim, how it wasn't working? Because, like, you could choose to see the good, like, know that you are loved because the universe sent you that blessing and had it fixed for you. You didn't even ask him to fix it. He went above and beyond to dissect that thing, literally took it completely apart in all these little pieces, and he fixed it for you without you asking. But are you grateful for that? No, she's not grateful for that. She literally keeps going back to that story, and then she's like, oh yeah, and now it broke again. It's like, when you're planting all those seeds, when you're speaking all that ill over yourself, when you're spewing out all this negativity, the energy you put out comes back to you. Sadly, that's unsurprising that it happened again. And it doesn't, like, when we get conditioned like that, like, when people, like, try to point out, it's like, oh, not to, like, sidestep that it happened or that it was frustrating, but it's like, oh, but it was fixed for you, so aren't you grateful that it's like, no, it was horrible, such a horrible experience. Like, but it's over and done with. You're living in the past, like, right here and now, it was fixed. And the universe wants you to know that you're loved and that it's trying to send these blessings to you, but you could be getting in your own way. Your limiting beliefs, your negative narratives, they could be closing you off and blocking you from receiving. It could be literally right under your nose. The universe would be like, here, please take this. I want to help you. but you have to be willing to accept and allow the help, you know? And sometimes it's easier said than done, but the universe wants you to know it's trying to work everything out in your favor, and it'll use anything and everything for your benefit, but you have to be open to receiving it. You have to be receptive. You have to be open-minded and open-hearted to let it in. Yeah. New moon in Capricorn. Step up and lead. Step up and lead. Like, you have to choose. You have free will. The universe isn't going to force things on you. Like, it could be presenting you all these opportunities, all these gifts, all these blessings, but it's not going to force it on you, because it knows that if you are not open and receptive to it, if you're not prepared, it can fall through your fingers, and then you can, if you're like in my family's mindset, not trying to say that I'm better than them, but I'm just acknowledging and observing what they're doing, what they've done for as long as I can remember, it falls through their fingers like the fixed printer, and then you just like go, see, here it is. Here's proof that nothing goes right for me. It's broken again. And it's just like self-fulfilling prophecy and confirmation bias. You're looking for things to support what you already believe, and you're disregarding the rest. So the universe is wanting you to step up and lead, to make choices that benefit you, that will help you get to your dream life, that will help you speak the world, the reality, the life that you want into existence. And it's not saying you need to do it all on your own, that it won't help you, that it won't support you, that it won't guide you, but you have to be willing to go for it. You have to be open to receive. You have to be open-minded to believe and trust that it's working out for you. You have to make choices that align with what you want. Because, like, let's say you want to have a life, or let's say you are your own boss, or you have, deep, meaningful relationships and connections, whether it be friendships, family, life partner, whatever. You have to believe it's possible and make choices that will align with that. Like, if you want to have those deep, meaningful connections, you can't be, staying at home and being untrusting and closing off your heart and being cold and be like, no one's trustworthy. They all betray you. They all manipulate you. This, that, and the other. And spewing all these negative narratives and limiting beliefs. It's just like, well, how are you going to have those deep, meaningful connections if you don't even try to let anyone in? That's not to say you don't use your discernment and you're not selective, mindful, and intentional with who you're, giving lots of access to you and your time and your energy and attention. Because there are people out there who are narcissists, who are manipulative, energy vampires, all of that. So yes, be mindful, be discerning, but if you never let anyone in, how are you going to have that relationship? Or if you want to be your own boss, but you're always, wanting to play it safe and stay in these like 9-to-5s or whatever, and you're just like always giving your time and energy to other people, how are you going to become your own boss? Because you're not taking any steps to, making that happen. You're not maybe taking a course to learn a new skill, or, starting up some online things to start getting some passive income coming in. Like, how are you going to make it happen? Or, let's say you wanted to have like a YouTube channel. If you never make the channel, if you never post any videos, how are you going to have it happen? And so this is why the universe is encouraging you to step up and lead. Not that you have to have it all figured out. Not that you have to be perfect. Not that you can't make mistakes. But it wants you to start choosing yourself, to choose the life that you want. And, know that you're loved and supported. But it wants you to do better. Yeah. It wants you to keep your heart open. First quarter moon Libra. Have an open heart. Yes, when we have an open heart and we have an open mind, sometimes things don't work out the way we want. Sometimes it plays out like what happened with me and the toxic group and the narcissist, or my past toxic jobs, or how my family can just, they are who they are. You can't change people if they don't want to change. Anyone and everyone can learn, grow, and improve, but if they don't want it, it's not going to happen. If they're unwilling, it's not going to happen. And so, yes, keep your heart open. Yes, that means sometimes you'll unintentionally trust the wrong people. It's happened to me plenty of times, and it sucks, but you don't want to metaphorically throw the baby out with the bathwater, because if you close yourself off, if you don't trust, if you believe that it's never going to work out for you, that people are untrustworthy, that life always lets you down, everything always goes wrong, this, that, and the other, how are you going to have what you want? How? Like with me, I want those deep, meaningful connections. I want to find a life partner that will uplift me, that will, basically be a best friend and a ride or die, and we can build this meaningful, beautiful, healthy relationship and life together and create this beautiful family. But if I don't believe that it's possible, if I close myself off and be like some of these people out there is like, oh, men are evil and I hate them and they're horrible, and that's not to say that there aren't toxic men out there, but I have come in contact with so many toxic women, so it is not just a man thing, okay? It's a people thing. That's what I've told so many people, that there can be good, bad, and average people no matter where you go, no matter what group you're in, because they'll be because I've heard so many people oh yeah, those neurotypicals, they are awful, and it's just the toxic group that I just escaped from was full of neurodivergents. So, yeah, they can be anywhere, but I also know that there are good people anywhere too. So I'm not just gonna write everyone off and be yep, I had a bad experience with this person. You couldn't be oh, all teachers are awful, all people that work in schools are awful. That's not true. There were a lot of toxic ones that I came across in my experiences at the many schools, but there are also beautiful souls there too who were super kind and caring and actually cared about the kids and were going above and beyond. So, and you could be oh, all bosses are toxic and evil and horrible. It's there are good bosses out there too. So that's the thing, the universe wants you to keep your heart open, that there are good people out there, that there are good opportunities, that yeah, things don't always go the way you planned, they don't always go to your preference, but trust in the end it's going to work out for you. Trust in the end brighter days are ahead. Don't limit yourself. Don't have those self-fulfilling prophecies of negativity. And with my mom, she's always going about how all this equipment they get is always busted and broken and it's horrible, and it's you're putting that energy out there. Why don't you trust that it's going to work out? When you're planting all those seeds of negativity, why are you surprised that when your harvest time comes around that it's negativity? That's what you don't want. That's what you've been planting this whole time. That's what you've been nurturing and watering, So keep your heart open, guys. Keep your heart open. Yeah. First quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. That's the thing. The universe wants us to step into our power. It wants us to recognize that we can speak things into existence, that we have the power of choice, that we have free will, that we can choose who, what, when, where gets our time, energy, and attention. We can choose what we choose to associate with. If we can choose to walk away if we need to. We can choose to create distance. We can choose to give less energy, If you're looking to create your own job and be your own boss, yeah, make sure you have income to pay those bills, but you can choose to start giving less to that job, to slowly work your way away from it, start building things on the side and letting it build up, so then you can spend more and more time on the other thing, and step into your power. You don't have to give your power away. You don't have to be like my family and be everything goes wrong, I expect the worst, blah, 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 just complaining. It's they don't choose to do anything about it. All they do is complain and play victim and expect for you to make things better for them, but then get mad at you. It's this weird thing. And so you don't have to be like them. You don't have to be like that toxic group I got away from. You don't have to be like the toxic work environments that I've was in. You can choose better for yourself. You have the power to choose. You have the power of choosing what you focus on, what you give your time, energy, and attention on. You have the power of what you choose to imagine, what you choose to plant seeds for, what you choose to nurture in your metaphorical garden of life. You have the power. You know? It can be easier said than done sometimes, but you have the power. Yes. Goat, resilience. You have the inner strength to stay the course and go the distance. You can overcome, you can persevere. Truly. Truly. It can be easier said than done sometimes, but it can work out for you, I promise. And the messaging is coming in with the acronym for GOAT, greatest of all time. Like, you can be the GOAT. You can have that extraordinary life. You can become that. You can step into that. You have the power. You have the power. Coyote, perspective. Yeah, shift your perspective. What are you focusing on? What are you focusing on? What do you believe? What is the foundation you're building your life upon? Because if you're like my family, expecting the worst, or, planting all these seeds of negativity, it's just like, is that going to help you get to where you want to go? If you're expecting the worst, if you're putting out all this negativity and complaining and associating with all these people, places, and things that aren't serving you and that you're just always frustrated with, like, is that helping you? Is your mindset helping you? Is your beliefs helping you? Are your daily choices helping you? Because, small things add up. So take some time to reflect, to gain perspective, to think about what it is that you're doing. Yeah, and the universe wants you to get excited. Springbok enthusiasm, like, savor life, get excited, do more of what you enjoy. Bring more happiness to your life, It's meant to be enjoyed. You're meant to have a life where you can thrive. Truly. Hummingbird. Release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joys on the way. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to have things be so heavy. You can choose to lighten up. You can choose to focus on joy. You can choose to let go of all the baggage you've been dragging around with you. You can let go of the past. You can let go of the past narratives. The stories that you keep telling yourself, those limiting beliefs. You can let them go. You can lighten up. You can lighten your load. The universe wants you to know brighter days are ahead, but you have to choose it. You have to believe it. You have to trust. Focus on what truly matters. Focus on joy and love and peace and success and prosperity and healthy relationships. Like, focus on the positive. Not that you sidestep and pretend and sweep things under the rug and act like everything's great when it's not. Be open, honest, and real. If people are mistreating you and they're, being disrespectful and manipulative and deceptive and gaslighting and all that, don't just be like, oh, good vibes only. No, be real and be like, no, that's not okay. Have strong, healthy boundaries. But at the same time, focus on the joy. Don't focus on what they're doing. You can't control what they're doing. What you have choice over is yourself. How you choose to show up in the world. What narratives you choose to sell yourself. Who you choose to associate with. What you choose to allow. And so if people are going to play those games, you can choose to walk away. You can choose to give them less of your time, energy, and attention. You can choose to lighten up, to make room for joy, for fun, for positivity, for healthy relationships, for your dream life, Duck. That just reminds me that, like, for the longest time, my friends and I have associated with ducks. Like, we've called ourselves awkward ducks because we can be awkward compared to, like, how most people are in society. But there's also the element of, when you look at ducks swimming, they look like, they're just chilling, they're just floating along. But, like, if you look under the surface, like, they're working really hard. And so there's that element. But then there's also, we've been doing our best and, like, getting better at, like, just letting it flow, like, let the water flow off the duck's back. Like, You don't have to let it weigh you down. You can just let the negativity, the nasty, just slide off you because of what you're focusing on. And, it can be easier said than done, but we can definitely work on that skill, guys. But anyway, duck. Find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. That's the thing. Life doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be so complicated. We can choose to make things simpler for ourselves. We can choose to allow the support in, to delegate, to have balance, to take care of ourselves, to fill up our own cups, We can choose to get in alignment with things that truly resonate. We can stop giving our time, energy, and attention to things that do not serve us, that do not leave us fulfilled, that don't light us up inside. And, that can be a gradual thing because, cutting the old ways, like if it's an old job that you still need to pay the bills and things haven't come together, like you can gradually work your way away from that. You don't have to go cold turkey and just be like, you know what, to heck with it, I'm just gonna quit. And it's like, if that's gonna lead you to stress out and have these negative thoughts, be like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna pay the bills? Don't do that. Be supportive of yourself. Do things that will help you get to where you want to go. If you're gonna go into these negative spirals, don't do that. Be more gradual. But if you can trust and believe and have faith in the universe that is working everything out in your favor, that it can work magic and miracles, that is supporting you and guiding you and has your best interest and has your back, then if you can do that and believe wholeheartedly that it's going to provide for you, go ahead and quit that. Go cold turkey. But only if you're able to do that, because we can speak things into existence. Our thoughts can create our reality. And so if we're going into those negative narratives, those negative spirals, it's not going to help us. But know that we can simplify our life, that we can have support come in to help us, that we don't have to do it all on our own. We don't have to do it all on our own. Okay. We have Robin. New growth and potential is on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. Yeah, don't be like my family going like, oh, I expect the worst. Because why are you reaching out towards that? Why are you bringing that into your reality? You have free will. You have the choice. You have the power to choose. And, you can choose to plant these new seeds, to nurture these new seeds, to trust and have faith that they are going to provide for you, that you're going to have a bountiful harvest. Reach out and embrace it. The universe wants to bless you. It wants to work magic and miracles on your behalf. But you have to choose it. You have to allow it in. You have to be receptive to it. Know that it's going to work out for you. Know that brighter days are coming. Trust it. Keep your heart open. It's going to work out for you. I promise. I promise. Okay. Yeah. Self-love. You can only love others as much as you love yourself. Heart chakra. Yeah. It can be easier said than done, but you end up reflecting out your inner world. As above, so below, as within, so without. So if you're having all this inner turmoil, if you're hating on yourself, if you are just being this harsh critic of yourself, it's going to be hard for you to genuinely love others, because a lot of times the things that bug you in other people are things about yourself that you dislike. That's not to say all the time, because I know with my family, they can frustrate me a lot and push my buttons with what they'll do. Like, I could go into it. I'm not going to. I don't need to, water those seeds and plant those seeds. But yeah, have more self-love and compassion and kindness and respect for yourself. You can fill up your cup. You can treat yourself with kindness. You can do more for yourself. Yeah. Creativity. Use creativity to transform your pain into positivity. Throat chakra. Yeah, again, you can speak things into existence. The throat chakra is all about your voice. So that's the thing. The universe will use anything and everything to your benefit. So for me, a lot of my painful hardships, experiences, betrayals, all of that have given me a lot more compassion and understanding for other people. I feel like it's made me a kinder, stronger person. I am more resilient now, and the universe has used that pain, that turmoil, that hardship for my benefit. It's helped, strengthen me. It's been sort of like a fertilizer. It's helped me bloom. And I feel like I can relate to a lot of people. I can share my insight, my experiences with other people and help them. So, yeah, it sucks when we go through things like what I went through with my family, that all the toxic work environments, fake friends, that toxic group, like all of that. Like, yeah, it sucked, but it helped make me into the person I am today. And that pain, like, that's universal. Not that everyone knows exactly what I went through, but we know pain, we know suffering, we know hardship, we know grief, we know all that, and so it helps unify us. We understand each other, and it helps us be compassionate, be empathetic, be loving, be kind. So you can use your experiences to your benefit. Maybe you take your painful experiences and you make a book or a course or a video or a guide, and like you use it to help bring in more money for you, and like positive change and healing for other people. Like, there's different ways you can use your past to your benefit. It doesn't have to crush you and be the end of you. Yeah, dreams are where your mind translates the divine. That's the thing. Third eye chakra, like the universe, the divine wouldn't put something in your heart and soul if it wasn't meant. If you were meant to just chalk it up as like, oh, that's a pipe dream, that's impossible. No, it's in you for a reason. It will manifest for you if you allow it. Like, it's meant for you. If you are looking to have a family, looking to have this loving relationship, looking to have meaningful connections, looking to be your own boss, whatever it is, it was put in you, in your heart and soul, for a reason. It's the divine saying, hey, this is what I have for you. This is gonna, like, you're meant to do this. It may not always turn out the way we envision, but it's meant for us. Yeah. Journey. To enjoy the journey, let go of the outcome. Yeah, when we obsess and fixate over outcomes and we just explode because they didn't go the way that we wanted them to, it didn't go to our preferences, it robs us of our peace, it robs us of our joy. And if we want to enjoy the journey, we have to let go. We have to release. We have to stop fixating on things looking a certain way, of being a certain way. We have to trust that the divine's plan, the divine timing of the universe is going to work out in our favor. That even if there's storms, brighter days are coming. There's going to be a rainbow. The sun will return, even if we don't see it yet. Even if we don't understand it yet. It's going to work out in our favor because the universe will use anything and everything to our benefit. It's going to bless us. It can work magic and miracles. But we're meant to enjoy the journey. We're not meant to make it so complicated and to be so angry all the time. It can be easier said than done. But we're meant to enjoy it, It's meant to be more fun. You don't have to take things so seriously and make them so complicated. Yeah. Fan. And it kind of feels like you're fanning the flames of love, of passion, of enjoyment in your life. Romance celebration party, like, you're meant to enjoy the ride. You're meant to enjoy the journey. You're meant to have an extraordinary life. You're meant to have your dreams come true. Celebrate. Bring more joy into your life, guys. So we have Mountain Road. You are on the road to success, yeah. And it may be long, it may be challenging, but in the end, you're going to succeed. You're going to succeed. So you can speak that into existence. Know that you can have your dream life. Yeah, flag. Don't be tempted to lower your standards. Don't settle for less. Don't play small. Don't dim your light. You can have your dream life. You don't need to settle for mediocre. You don't need to settle for mistreatment or neglect or abuse or gaslighting or anything like that. You don't need to settle for unhealthy relationships. You don't need to settle for a toxic job just because it pays the bills. Don't lower your standards. Know you're loved. Yeah. Happiness. You're on the road to success and happiness and fulfillment and peace and love and joy. But you need to step up. You need to take the lead and start walking the path towards it. Because the universe will try its best to give it to you, but you need to know that you have the power of free will and choice. Well, plenty of material things, that's the thing. Keep your heart open because you will receive plenty. You will receive plenty. The universe is working everything out in your favor. But you got to keep your heart open so you can receive. Because the universe is full of abundance. You're going to have a bountiful harvest by the seeds you're planting. But have faith and trust that it's working out for you. Yeah. Coins. Money will be coming to you. That's why the universe wants you to step into your power, to keep your heart open, to know you're loved, to speak your world into being, to, create this dream life, to know you are meant to live an extraordinary life. It wants to rain its blessings on you. It wants to rain prosperity onto you. It wants to rain love on you. But you got to be open to it. You got to stay the course. You got to step into your power. You got to use your words to your benefit. You got to release the old that no longer serves. But good things are coming for you. Brighter days are ahead. Trust and have faith that it's all working out for you, even if you don't know all the ins and outs, even if you don't know the universe's divine plan and its divine timing. In the end, you will be successful. In the end, you will be prosperous. In the end, you will have love and happiness and peace, and you can celebrate and have fun and enjoy the journey. But it's up to you to choose. So I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.